Please welcome Noam Sugarman, representing the Ministry of Northern Development and Mines, speaking to fostering trade and investment for mining supply and services sectors. S'il vous plaît, veuillez accueillir Noam Sugarman, représentant le ministère du Développement du Nord et des Mines, qui discutera de stimulation du commerce et des investissements dans le secteur des approvisionnements miniers et services.
Okay, no, that was not a picture of me, clearly. I guess when they asked me to send one in, I should have taken that request a bit more seriously. Thanks for having me to speak here. It really is a thrill. Jonathan mentioned that now that he's been here 5 years, he's less excited about winter. I've been living in this country for 29 of my 30 years, and my excitement about winter lasts about 5 minutes. After that, it's just 6 months of misery. But that's coming to an end soon, so I'm a little bit more optimistic today. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the mining supply and services sector, which is the massive global industry that it sells products and services to mine developers and operators. Just a little bit of a disclaimer or a warning. I'm a government employee, so most of the words I know are actually acronyms. You'll probably hear me refer to the MSS sector. If you hear that, I'm talking about the mining supply and services sector. You know if this it's going to go up? Just waiting for my presentation to come up. So just specifically, I'll be discussing why MSS companies from other jurisdictions, much like the ones Jonathan mentioned, should consider establishing an actual presence in the province of Ontario, particularly if those companies are looking to serve the significant number of mining projects in the province, including the Ring of Fire. I'll also be emphasizing just how highly Ontario's MSS sector is regarded throughout Canada and around the world, and how the province could be used as a launchpad into some of the biggest mining jurisdictions globally. Okay. What'd I do? There we go. All right. Okay, first, there we go. Okay, there we go. This is going not quite as planned. I'm using a program called Prezi, which is kind of an alternative to PowerPoint. Are you guys trying to control the slides over there?
Yeah, don't use the remote. We'll run it back here.
Okay. This might be a little jumpy then, but we'll make do. Okay, so next slide, please. A bit about Canada. Canada is the yellow blob up in the corner. You can just keep rolling. A few things you probably know. We have a 35 or so million person population, second largest country by landmass. What you should know is that we have the soundest banking environment throughout the world, as many people found out during the recent downturn. We are one of the top 5 countries in the G20 as far as a place to start a business. So that's Canada. And that smaller yellow blob is Ontario. With a population of about 13.5 million people, we are the second largest landmass of any province in the country, and we are the country's largest economy and leading manufacturing jurisdiction. Here are a few things that make us economically competitive. From the perspective of mining, we have a diverse endowment of primary and precious metals. We have over 100 years of mineral production experience. We are the world's largest, we are home to the world's largest mining capital market. That's our capital city of Toronto. We have highly competitive business costs and taxes. We have a vast network of education and training institutions. And the last two are obviously particularly pertinent to this presentation. We are very much open to foreign investment. And we have many communities in the north that are highly committed to mining and really embrace it as the economic development opportunity that it is. So when it comes to mining, Canada is a global leader. Sorry, just next. Yep. Our 402 active projects are put us top 3 in the world. And when it comes to mining, Ontario is Canada's leader. and one of the top jurisdictions throughout the world in our own right. If you look at how much capital investment by the mining industry has grown in a recent 10-year span, we were at $600 million in 2002, and we're up to an astounding $4.2 billion in 2012. So yeah, we're all obviously aware of a certain multi-generational economic opportunity worth an estimated $60 billion. Of course, that's the Ring of Fire. But we've also got a vast array of existing operations, including 42 operating mines and 6 more expected to be operational by 2016 and 8 more by 2023. Here are some of the major mining companies that have operations in the province. So altogether, about $1 billion in sustaining capital is spent annually by the mining industry. And every year, about $85 million gets spent on things like land rehabilitation and environmental engineering and technologies. And finally, there are planned expansions and upgrades in the pipeline for existing facilities that are worth an estimated $6 billion. It is quite safe to expect that this high level of mineral productivity will continue far into the future. We've always had a strong record of discovery, and currently there are over 400 exploration projects underway, 45 of which are in the advanced stage. We have one of the world's largest and highest grade deposits of chromite in the world. I think you know what I'm talking about there, which will be productive for generations. And in addition to that, we have world-class discoveries of nickel, copper, gold, and platinum group metals throughout the province. And with vast tracts of underexplored land that has high mineral potential throughout the province, we're confident that our legacy of discovery will continue far into the future. So here, this map is going to show you where our advanced exploration projects are in the province. So there's Toronto there and some of the larger northern cities. Greenstone is not there, unfortunately, but it's just northeast of Thunder Bay. So yeah, there you see the gold projects. Sorry, keep going, please. Thank you. Nickel, copper, you can just go right through with this. Platinum group metals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Soon you'll see the Ring of Fire circled up there. Should be a red circle, but oh well, let's not split hairs. There we go. So yes, again, the Ring of Fire is the most famous of our advanced exploration projects. As you may have heard, it is the most significant chromite deposit in North America and Ontario's most significant mineral discovery in more than a century. This massive development will present many opportunities to the MSS sector in this province. That's just a few examples of those opportunities, not an exhaustive list by any means. So as far as exploration spending in the province is concerned, we are top 5 in the world. That's Ontario alone, not Canada. We are top 5 in the world when it comes to exploration spending, and we hit the $1 billion mark in 2011. As previously mentioned, Toronto is one of the world's capitals when it comes to global mining financing. In 2012, we raised 70% of all global equity for the mining industry, probably because there was a whole lot of exploration going on in that year. Sorry, just a bit more about our current operation. Oh, sorry, I forgot about this slide here. This just shows that we are the top mineral producer in the country. And some more information about current operations. We have 31 operating metal mines in the province. Most of them are underground operations, though there are a few open pit. We have 2 large base metal smelters, 1 nickel refinery, 10 gold mills and smelters, 4 high tonnage base metal mills, and all of these require a continuous supply of materials, equipment, parts, and other consumables. And to reiterate, there are several new mines expected to be commissioned in the coming years. Vale, Glencore, Xstrata, and KGHM all have underground projects in the pipeline. And a new underground mine costs anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion to commission, particularly if it's using the most recent or most cutting-edge technologies, which Ontario mines typically do. So we've established that Ontario is a top mining jurisdiction and a huge market for the MSS sector. And now I'm going to talk about why MSS companies that want a piece of that market should consider establishing an actual presence in the province and becoming a part of our world-renowned MSS cluster. So first, a bit about the cluster. And our MSS sector is globally competitive with a reputation for making mines increasingly safe, sustainable, and profitable, not just in Ontario, but throughout Canada and around the world. Our cluster produces an estimated $10 billion in total output value annually and consists of more than 900 companies employing roughly 50,000 people. And as Blaine mentioned a couple of presentations ago, the northern part of that cluster is significant in its own right with over 23,000 employees. Perhaps the biggest reason for MSS companies to consider investing in Ontario is that Ontario's mines actually prefer working with suppliers that have a presence in the province. A recent study indicated that roughly 80% of the mining industry's procurement needs were sourced from within Ontario, which is a very significant number. And so, in case I haven't made it perfectly clear, I'm just going to be blunt about it. If you are an MSS company that doesn't operate in Ontario and you want to do business here with our mines, your chances are significantly enhanced by actually having a presence here, and be it by joint venture or acquisition or what have you. There are many ways to make it happen, but doing so is very advantageous. Being better positioned to do business with Ontario's mines isn't the only advantage to having a presence in the province. Another boon is the very fact of being part of an MSS cluster that is in such high demand globally. Our cluster is world-renowned for being able to handle the toughest challenges that mining has to offer, and we welcome foreign investment because we recognize that it will only make our cluster stronger and more diverse. Innovation is a big part of the success of our MSS cluster. We have a strong roster of R&D related institutions and resources that are available to companies with a footprint in the province and which help keep Ontario on the cutting edge. I mentioned earlier that our cluster is world-renowned, and to that end, Ontario is a great access point to key emerging and established mining markets throughout the world. In addition to, oh sorry, next slide, yep, thank you. You might just roll through this one. In addition to NAFTA, which allows companies access to Mexico and the United States, that is tariff-free access. We also have free trade agreements with some key markets like Colombia, Peru, Chile, just to name a few. And also, companies that are looking to export from Ontario would be able to leverage our in-market support. The province of Ontario has in-market representation in pretty well every key jurisdiction on the planet, and Ontario companies are constantly using that support to make that access significantly easier. Because Ontario is so keen on attracting investment in this and other sectors, there's a wide range of provincial programs that offer funding and various manners of support, be it for R&D activities or assistance getting your product or service into overseas markets. If you caught this morning's presentation by Bruce Strapp of the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund, you may have seen that one of their programs has a component that is targeted specifically at companies that do not currently have a presence in the province. So looking to entice companies that don't have a presence and get them to make their first foray in the north. And the Heritage Fund is kind of a combination of grant and low interest loans. And that's just one example. So you've seen that Ontario is a land of opportunities for companies in the MSS sector, and that the best way to take advantage is to establish a presence in the province. Our MSS cluster is cutting edge and highly regarded throughout the world, and joining it could be a big step for your company. If you're interested in learning a bit more about this, about investing in Ontario, but also if you just want to learn more about our MSS cluster, what our capabilities are, what markets we're in, just feel free to flag me. Not sure if there's time for questions now, but if there are, I'd be happy to take them. Either way, thank you very much. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.